So sorry, but I'm not taking off my glass.
Lockyer takes a shot. It's low. He's got it. I think he's got it.
Merlin, are you going to speak?
But for me, it was a winner. David.
Well, I'm afraid it wasn't for me, Margaret.
Thank God you're here. Grandma's been raped.
On. We're back, baby.
We are live.
It's just us talking over the old Britney Spears one. Welcome back.
Yeah, we haven't figured out how to cue up our own intro yet. We're just playing old ones.
Old episodes. Hope you guys like a new episode over the backing track of episode 16.
Yeah, OTATception.
Yeah, lucky you. 2 for the price of 1. I'm
Two-
singing double.
Wait, 1's free. 2's free.
Is it still $0? What's 2 times 0?
Check your bank account. You'll
Is
find
it still nothing?
You'll find out next week when we're partying in fucking Cabo.
When we've taxed you.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. A very special week of OTAT this week.
We do have a very special week. This is the first official recording in the new studios.
The new digs.
We had a bit of a test run last week, and that episode may eventually get released at some point if we ever find it in the archives. But
something went wrong.
Something went very wrong when you put Jacob combined with technology. It's not good.
No, and when Tom's on the side just eating pizza and
just taking photos
playing
of me
with his balls, and trying to handle the social media hype.
Just a nice warm light with my mullet and me forearms in the pictures.
Yeah, looking good.
Yeah, looking good, but not a lot else to show for it. But
no actual audio.
Audio fine.
Though. Yeah.
So yeah, we found ourselves wanting to up the ante in the OTAT and podcasting game, and through Tom's lovely networking skills, we managed to find a studio where we can not only record the audio but come to you visually as well.
We're live on video. A very special episode.
Very special episode, kicking it off on 2 senses this time.
Yeah, yes. See, we could have uploaded the last episode, but we lost Jacob's video. So you just sort of been looking at me for an hour and 10 minutes with no cutaway of Jacob.
Which isn't the worst thing in the world, but even when you're eating caviar, you need like a water cracker in between just to break it up a little bit.
Whatever food you want to identify as. I'd say you got that mullet's a bit more flavoursome than a water cracker. But
yeah, probably some fermented sourdough or something.
Some vinaigrette in there or something.
Oh, you got me hungry after that Domino's pizza.
That garlic bread, the upper echelon of food. But if you are listening this week and you think, oh wow, that's crisp.
That sounds warm.
That audio is way better than it ever was. But
they're right in me earbuds, mate.
It's because we're in a actual studio with actual microphones, not in my dog shit apartment with aircon pumping and
recording
sirens driving past.
Recording with USB mics, just like hungover. We're actually somewhat sober this time.
Yeah, just fresh off a pizza and a garlic bread. That's the only intoxication we have.
Drunk off bread. That's all a man ever wants.
That Domino's drunk, babe.
Absolutely. But we've decided thanks to Tom's, as I mentioned, networking, we found the opportunity to use the studios of a lovely brand called TradeMutt, which we want to tell you a little bit about.
Yes. TradeMutt, if you're watching. Let me tell you a little bit about it. We're still getting very used to having videos.
Go in, King.
Looking into the lens. No, TradeMutt are a great brand. If you're watching the video right now instead of the audio, you can probably still hear the shirt just through the audio.
It's loud.
But these shirts are loud. TradeMutt make colourful high-vis workwear to encourage positive conversations around men's mental health.
And everyone's mental health, I guess.
Everyone's, yes. Particularly in the blue-collar community, because tradies are notoriously bad at talking about mental health and have one of the highest suicide rates in any trade, I think.
There's a stigmata of stoicness in the industry.
Oh, these guys are in the market for a new tagline. You could be on the new copywriting team.
Oh, all right. Well, I might be looking for a job.
What was it? Stigmata of stoicness.
I don't know if stoicness is a word, but it is now.
Stigmata is what stigma is short for, I guess, isn't it?
Yes.
Is that, yeah, okay. Stigmata of stoicism.
There you go.
Fuck yeah, dude. Mike will love that.
So that's why we've got one person who's tertiary educated in the room.
Doesn't show.
Don't let me be the captain of the ship.
Guess which one. But the TradeMutt boys, Dan and Ed, met on a work site way back, and Dan lost a mate to suicide many years ago. And when he met up with Ed, they came up with the idea to start these shirts. On the back of every Guernsey, the reason TradeMutt's such a good cause, show us, Jacob. Can you see that? Oh, yeah. Unarch your back a little bit. Sure. What about this?
Yeah, look, that might be a bit better.
It says, "This is a conversation starter." So the whole point of it is you wear a TradeMutt Guernsey if you're willing to open yourself up and be a little bit vulnerable and have a conversation with someone else who might be doing it tough.
Yeah, you should be seen as a beacon of someone that can be spoken to on the trade side. If something's bothering you, if you feel like you can't talk to anyone about mental health, then you can definitely approach someone wearing TradeMutt gear. And if you don't have that opportunity, then the TradeMutt boys have also opened up a helpline. So this is a conversation starter. The abbreviation is TAX, and you can actually go on to their Mind Chatter support line that has, I think we were trying to work out if they're 24/7, but they've got psychologists working on this helpline, so you can talk to them at any time.
Yep.
Call that number is 0488 846 988, and you can call them anytime if you're ever feeling blue, if you need to chat about something. That's the number to call.
That's the number to call. And even if you don't need even if you're feeling all right this week or in general, you're feeling like you don't need a chat, go to TradeMutt.com, get yourself a Guernsey, because a portion of all the shirt sales support the mental health support service.
Absolutely.
Which is literally 3 qualified psychologists working around the clock that you can just access for free. It's like fucking insane. Like all the hoops you usually have to run through to get into a psychologist's office, they're just available now on a fucking mobile number.
Got to book the GP or get the day off work. Book a GP. Long consultation. Get a mental health plan.
Yeah.
Get a referral. Pay the money to go see the psychologist. Work out the first psychologist as a cunt.
Yes.
Then go do it. Rinse and repeat. Find out the second psychologist as a cunt.
Is a cunt. Yeah.
Rinse and repeat. Fall in love with your third psychologist.
Gynecologist.
I mean, if you want to go that way, find out that the third psychologist is actually a gynecologist.
The beautiful thing about TAX is there's only 3 psychologists working. So if you hate or fall in love with all 3 of them, I mean, you just go to an actual psychologist after that. You rinse through them pretty quickly.
You've exhausted all possibilities. But look, even if if you're not into supporting a good cause, if you're a bad person.
Even if you're a psycho,
if you're a shit bloke or blokeette, their apparel is just fantastic. Like this, the one reason why you should watch the visual of OTAT this week is just to see the fresh, loud colours that Tom and I are wearing this week.
You look great.
Oh, mate, likewise.
I personally, my favourite is the Mr. Feelgood, which is what you're wearing.
I'm wearing the Mr. Feelgood, and you're wearing.
This is a test for you. I thought you might remember. It's the Ventura.
The Ventura.
Yeah, a bunch of their shirts are named after like Jim Carrey films. Apparently, the boys are just fiends,
mate. Jim. I'm not good with names. Come on.
All right, Todd.
But jump on TradeMutt's website. Go check out their merch.
TradeMutt.com. They're supporting them supports the show, because if they're not here, then we're back in our shitty studio apartment, and your audio is terrible again.
But welcome back to OTAT. We're now recording the official episode of, I want to call this episode 16.1 because we did have 16 loaded up last week.
Yeah.
At some point in the future we might
You'll
release
hear it at some point. Wait, this is what I'm kind of thinking, like, are we going to upload this week? We'll figure out a plan off air. We don't need to discuss it right now.
No, let's talk brass tacks. I mean, to take people behind the velvet curtain that is OTAT.
Which is, well, I mean, you have one right behind you then. Oh, fuck, he's fucking intentional with it. He's one step ahead of me every time.
He's got eyes on the back of his mullet, ladies and gentlemen.
I see what you did there. There is an eyebrows. You're looking at the camera right here that shows.
Everyone on Spotify is like, not even watching, so no idea what you're talking about.
Element. Jacob's got an actual velvet curtain behind it.
We'll leave it to our producer, Jamie, and his intern, Keith Slimcock, to work it out, all right? It's for them to work out off the red dot.
I thought you were going to throw to them right now, and I was like, we don't have a 3-camera setup. We're not going to have coverage of Jamie.
They don't need cameras there. That's what the producer's for.
Okay. They'll... They're always over there. It's like, what?
This is why
this is why we don't have a 3-camera setup. You don't want to see what
Didn't you
Jamie's up to-
Didn't you fucking do film at uni, mate?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something I use every day now. Hey, I'm using my film degree. I'm using someone else's camera setup that I just walked into.
Okay, my concept for my my graduate film is just 2 shots, 2 still wide camera shots of blokes talking in loud shirts.
You mean a podcast?
Maybe, yeah.
And though it's long form conversation and just them chatting for an hour.
Yes, high distinction.
You are ducks of GSS. Would you like a lecturing job?
Your lecturers are just like time well spent with our prodigy Thomas.
He's going on to big things.
But yeah, welcome back to the show, mate. It's good to be back.
Good to be back.
The highlight of our week.
Yes, yeah. The. Straight up the.
Recording this on St. Paddy's Day, so top of the morning until you.
Top of the morning. Hey, our content was a little bit Irish today as well.
It is indeed, mate.
Look at the Irish. There's gonna be a lot of British and a lot of bad British and bad Irish accents going on.
Full disclaimer: we decided to we chose something that didn't need much educated thought, and there's going to be some botched Hobbit sounding accents from that region of the world.
Should we fill our audience in as to what we watched this week?
We watched bloody Gordo's Nightmare.
Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay's Nightmare.
Gordon Ramsay. Good, my nightmare.
He's my sleep paralysis nightmare demons.
It's just him coming in and go, "You're an idiot, sandwich."
Fucking idiot.
Gordon Ramsay's kitchen nightmares.
There you go. Only 10 minutes in already.
Not to be confused with Hell's Kitchen or any of his other, or like fucking Britain's Got Talent or whatever other endorsements that he does these days.
Yeah, so well-known celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay. If you don't know who he is, you only need to see one of the GIFs or many clips of him just abusing staff. British guy, and like I feel like the yin to Jamie Oliver's yang. If you know Jamie Oliver is like the peaceful, loving, health-oriented, I'm here for family, I'm here for kids, all right? And Gordon Ramsay's like, you're a fucking donut.
Yeah, mate, you're a trout. Yeah, Ramsay kind of. I mean, we all know Ramsay. He's made a name for himself, abusing people in kitchens for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, become the celebrity chef of swearing.
Yes. I liked. I mean, this was on 7+. We went back, and it's from like season 2. Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares. So these are old. I remember these airing when I was like 15 in high school, when they were new back then.
Fuck, how old are you?
Yeah, that's a good.
Because these are like from 2000. They look like from 2006, mate.
Okay, I was 8. I wasn't 15. But I remember watching these when they went to it was like around the Super Nanny era when like Joe Frost was just on there like slapping kids.
Yes.
It was like a Wednesday night special, Ramsay slapping adults into Joe Frost slapping kids.
There was a peak of just, where British comedy just ruled the free-to-air airwaves.
British people yelling at people.
Yeah.
Yelling at children and man-children.
Yeah, you'd start the night with like Oliver's Twist, which was Jamie Oliver's show. It's like, easy, this is nice and pleasant. And then it was, Super Nanny.
Super Nanny with Joe Frost.
Yeah,
Dream.
and that was just like, all right, the anxiety level's kicking up a bit, but it's fine because I'm not really in it. And then Gordon Ramsay's just like, full on like
Super
anxiety
Nanny
attack in a
Super Nanny
show.
would start out going, now the important thing is to get down on Caleb's level. Now get down on his level, and he's just Caleb's just throwing toys at her.
Fuck you, you cunt.
Fuck you, Joe Frost, you icy bitch.
You fat wanker.
Take your perp. You're not Mary Poppins. You can't even float. Where's your umbrella? into Ramsay.
You had to ramp yourself up the roller coaster of British shows and Gordon Ramsay. Just you don't even need to be in the room with that, and you still like just feel anxious whenever that guy just like the pressure just gets kicked up a notch.
Yeah, it was nice watching this on because what Ramsay's kind of evolved into now is like Hell's Kitchen is like a game show pretty much. He did like Kids MasterChef like last year, like Australian Kids MasterChef. So it's just kind of this. He's such a mecca now. He's so fucking big that he's kind of just like an endorsement for any cooking show to get on, and he's like collects his paycheck.
The Simon Cowell of food.
Yeah, but this is when he was still grinding away, and he was like just a guy on the BBC with a TV show with an idea, and he actually had to go into a restaurant, try all the food, meet the people, troubleshoot the whole operation. They're all like, oh, my whole fucking life savings and house and mortgage is in this restaurant. And
Yes.
I'm hemorrhaging cash every night. And he has to just fucking iron out his trenches, forehead crinkles, and just go, oh, how are we going to do this one? And really like roll up his sleeves, and he really gets into it. Like he's there with them the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole shtick is like, it starts out with him just going like pure disgust, like looking down on them. You can almost like hear him like verbally spitting on them, just like, oh,
Yeah.
This is chaos. What, you call this a kitchen?
Yeah.
You call this food?
Is this a fucking kitchen? So that's why these old episodes are so fucking good, because they're real people. This episode gets fucking real, and we'll get into it.
Yeah, we picked it because we were like, oh, it's a mum and son operation
Yeah.
it's in Nantwich, Cheshire,
Yeah.
which I believe is some part of the UK, but it's run by an Irish mum and son.
And we chose it because the description seemed lighthearted and a bit. It was like, oh, he comes into a restaurant where the mother and son are bickering, and that's his biggest problem. And then you'll find out what we get into is
It gets Mariana Trench.
It gets jerk.
So
we'll. All of that being said,
yes,
what did you think of this episode of Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares?
it's not a show that I watch very often, obviously.
You have Netflix. So
Yeah, oh, shots fired across the free-to-air board.
You have anything else?
Yeah, I got YouTube, but yeah, like I enjoyed it. I thought I definitely knew what I was expecting going in. Like when we picked the episode, yeah, it seemed lighthearted, but I was very much like, oh, we're gonna get like some absolute botched meals, and we're gonna get Gordon just like screaming at people, and then just like him about to just go like, I'm fed up, I can't do this anymore, and have some sort of resolution at the end. There's very much a trajectory of him just like,
it's very formulaic. Every episode of Kitchen Nightmares.
40-minute episode, first 20 minutes are like him abusing people, 5 minutes of redemption, back into 10 minutes of you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And then the last, how many minutes is that left? I'm not keeping track, but last
At least
5 minutes.
the credits, yeah.
Yeah, the last 5 minutes is some sort of resolution where they're just like, oh, you guys actually have some sort of legitimate business now.
Yeah. Him trying to,
You're not going to kill people with salmonella.
Yeah, it's like I've done my job.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, I think it was good. I love it. I used to fiend the show, so when I saw this, I was like, let's fucking do a Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares. And this is probably one of the best ones I've seen, to be honest.
It was great.
Yeah, we looked up a list of, because we decided on the show as a season, and then we were like, let's look up the best episodes of.
Did a little bit of cheating.
Yeah, Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares, and we couldn't find any of them on 7 Plus.
Oh, these are all season 9. 7 Plus can only afford 1 through to 3 from fucking early 2000s.
I guess we're dealing with very young Gordon, in his baggy jeans and clomper shoes.
Still willing to get his rig out. Like, make sure to get the pecs out at least once in the episode.
He loves getting his kid off, old Ramsay. And the fucking middle-aged mums who were the target demo for the show, they love it as well.
Yeah, if I was an angry, shredded cunt as well, I'd probably get my rig out every episode.
Yeah, it's just his abs are carved out through yelling at British people.
I'm just an angry marshmallow, so I'll just clench my fists whenever I'm on camera, but not get my shirt off.
Yeah, come on. Give it a bit.
I've got 2 layers on, mate. Neither of them are coming off.
But yeah, no, so this episode was great.
This episode was, it was, as I mentioned, a restaurant run by an Irish mother named Maura Doris. Maura Doris.
Yeah, dude.
Maura spelled like Laura, Maura, and then Doris, Dooris, like Maura Doris.
Insane name.
What are you, the fucking Northern Lights?
Aurora Borealis. Who named you, though?
Like, I've seen, like, not to take the absolute piss out of the UK, but let's get the gloves off.
They're asking for it.
Yeah, I've met people whose names are Sean, spelled Sion. Yeah. I've met people named Neve, and their name is spelled Niamph. But and then, like, that's okay. It's like, all right, that's fine. You have like there was a clear dialect.
It's like Gaelic or something.
Yes, yeah. It's Gaelic or Welsh or some sort of weird combination. That's the funniest thing about the UK is it's such a small pocket of land. Like, you could fit into like literally the armpit of Queensland.
Yeah.
But like if you travel 1 hour, like the accents just range so much.
Yeah. Yeah, and the skin tone and the teeth's consistent the whole way through.
Yeah, you just got a bunch of Noel Gallaghers going across the street and just gnashing about.
And the alcoholism is rife throughout the land. That doesn't change.
Yeah, it's just a Ribena with a bit of water. Just a cheeky splash of vodka in the bottom.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Our head chef comes into a few issues throughout the show.
But the restaurant run by Moradoris is called
Moradoris.
We could spend
Moradoris.
we could spend 20 minutes just ripping the name apart. But her restaurant Oscar's Run is inspired by Oscar Wilde, famous Irish artist apparently. I know the name.
Oscar Wilde, yeah. I feel like we're... Hey Siri. Who is Oscar Wilde?
Is it her fucking show now?
I think it was... I should have asked Jamie. The poet. I was going to say poet.
Oh, were you?
I said poet.
I don't remember that. We'll edit that part out.
Popular player, yeah, so 1890s.
So
I wasn't alive. I shouldn't know about
So
it.
he was a drunk Irish contemporary Shakespeare, is what you're saying.
A bit like the chef.
A little bit like the chef, yeah. And so this poor Mora woman, they really hammered up the start.
Poor Moradora.
Poor Moradoris.
Poor Moradoris.
The restaurant has hit the floor as financially, but they start out by saying she chucks in £65,000, including like a house mortgage, into the restaurant, and it's hemorrhaging £2,000 a week. And this is meant to be like her retirement plan. This is like her trust basically for when she retires. It's like, you're going to have nothing but stale spaghetti and rotten meat by the end of it, love, if you fucking keep going like this.
A real blue chip investment from Maura Borealis as well. It's just like, oh, this is bound to do well. A fucking Irish, a restaurant inspired by Irish Oscar Wilde with his mural on the wall. It's like, that's a good, secure thing to put my entire life's work into.
If you say so, it's like, well, all right, yep, I'll go eat at a restaurant about a poet. It's like an Irish artist. Okay, what do you expect? Or what is the food? I think that's the first question Gordon asked her is, what is the food? And she's like, it's a little bit of everything.
We've got, what style is the food? Oh, we've got fish, we've got steak
and pasta,
and a bit of vegetarian.
And he's just like you see him like,
oh, Gordon's fucking.
The first aneurysm happens, like you can just hear it just fuck in his head. Why do I do this to myself?
So audible.
He's very expressive. I'll give him
his worry lines are just, he's always like hand on his face, just or doing these ones. What do you fucking mean?
Yeah,
it's a fucking Irish restaurant, lad.
You know that if he was like, sitting at a table, he would just constantly have his fingers tented and just covering his mouth. Just he would have to have like
talk me through the fucking menu one more time.
Just smashes right through his veneers.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Moradoris! I'm gonna put you through the fucking door yourself.
Through the doors. Through the Dolores Umbridge.
I'm gonna run you over with a DeLorean, Mora. So what makes matters worse is that Laura's son is
Laura.
Sorry, I wrote down Laura because that's what fucking notes autocorrected it as.
I think the title of this episode is just fucking Maura Borealis.
Yeah, it's.
Everyone's like, "What show's that?" Oh, it's Kitchen Nightmares.
If you're not on mushrooms in Alaska or in Iceland, you probably won't get this. But
no, please, if you're going to see the Northern Lights, drop acid and then listen to this.
Listen to this while you're doing it. Completely ruin a fucking $30,000 trip,
or enhance it.
Or enhance it, yes. But Maura's son, head chef, and I say that very loosely because he's definitely not that at the start, named Lennon Doris. That seems a bit. It was only 10 minutes ago and it's already bringing back cringe memories for you. Oh, God. This fucking guy, just like, literally like Aldi Noel Gallagher, he looks like.
Yeah. Dude. Just Lennon is every skinny British alcoholic man with liver failure at like 24 that you've seen. And he's just like, I guess I'll be a chef and help me mom out.
Just like shit teeth, like big angry brushy eyebrows, eyes that don't look the same way, and then a furrowed brow that looks like World War I trenches just interwoven on his forehead. Just like I'm trying to do it myself. Just
it's pretty good, dude.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, that was hard. That was hard work.
I'm on my way there. If I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm gonna have some Lennon furrowed brows now. People listening are just like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
You go and watch the episode. You'll know what we mean. But yeah, sorry, go on.
Nah, the first impression of Lennon or Gordon seeing Lennon and what he's cooking, he's like, oh, what do you got here? He's like, oh, I'm soaking racks of lamb in Coca-Cola. He's like, what? He's like, oh yeah, this is what I learned when I was a pub chef for fucking 10
Holy
years.
shit! It's the first thing you just see. Ramsay goes back into the kitchen. Fucking Lennon peels back the alfoil on this big tray.
It's bubbling. You can hear it.
It's just meat ribs and it's just fucking Coke acid just eating away. And he's so proud of it. He's like, yeah, there's Coke in there.
It tastes so good, Gordon. You don't even know.
This is my specialty.
Enough sugar makes anything taste good, mate.
He's like, I haven't seen that before, but he's still at the polite stage where he's not just absolutely tearing them to shreds yet. So he's like, oh, Coke. That's interesting.
He's like the angriest sponge you've ever seen, just constantly absorbing and like the temperature just rising, just soaking it all in before he just fucking expunges.
Yeah, tea kettle.
Yeah.
Just waiting to fucking, waiting to blow. It's just him farting in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's not really not really hissing sound, is it?
No, it wasn't. Hissing his asshole.
Doesn't your kettle fart?
Just Randy's.
And like, yeah. So throughout, he like sees them on the first night that the Gordon's there, and he's like waiting for. And obviously, the formalities is that Gordon will sit there as like a patron of the restaurant at first and order something. And he's like, this is fucking disgusting, whatever it is. Like he does his bit about just giving it the left, right, good night, like punching below the belt.
He experiences it as a customer though, as a consumer.
Yeah, just picking it out of his teeth. Like, I don't even want to eat that. Yeah. Is it even edible?
It's fucking vinegar in my carbonara.
It's
fucking parmesan in my carbonara.
There's no egg. There's no parmesan. There's just vinaigrette in the fucking carbonara.
Lennon, what are you fucking doing to me? I prefer the Coke ribs to the fucking vinegar carbonara.
Oh, Lenny.
Lenny.
Oh, Lenny.
See the black one or the white one?
The what?
Simpsons. Lenny
Oh,
and Carl.
right. See, yeah.
We'll cut it out, don't worry.
I was like, Lenny, I was thinking Lenny from Of Mice and Men. I was like,
No.
John Malkovich is in black.
You got a Mice and Men before arguably the most famous Lenny of... Who's the most famous Lenny of all time in pop culture?
Kravitz.
Yeah, okay. So black.
True.
Which one is...
Carl is...
Yeah, Carl is black.
Yeah.
In The Simpsons.
But the joke is that they're like one and the same. It's yin and yang.
That was my joke initially. Who is... Like,
Just not quick enough for you, sorry.
if Kravitz is first, Lenny Leonardson from The Simpsons is second.
Lenny Nimoy.
Lenny Nimoy.
Really scraping bottom of the barrel there. It's like,
I don't reckon he's ever gone by Lenny.
fucking, you ever been to any Supernova conventions then, mate? No Comic-Cons in your life.
Just doing fucking... What's the Star Trek catchphrase? Fucking...
Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper. I was going to say infinity and beyond. Some shit.
Fucking nerd. Don't know Star Trek references. No more about Simpsons than Star Wars or Star Trek.
You need to get out more, dude.
Come on now. It's the next generation.
But as you were saying, Lenny...
So we were saying, oh, Lenny, because Gordon is like, he's like, I feel like gross about eating this food, and he's like, but like on top of all that is like these poor people behind me have been waiting for 2 hours and 10 minutes. They're like, yeah, we sat down and ordered at 8 and it's now 10:10. We still haven't gotten our food. Like
2 hours and 10 minutes.
Like I know that's peak time of eating, but can you imagine? Like I'm fucking ripping at the fibers if I'm not getting my. Sure. You're going to let that go to...
I'm making up my own expressions. Ripping at the fibers.
How long have we known each other? Like, you can just tell it's just like, all right, it's just going to go downhill from here. And Gordon, like, he gets fed up. He's like, right, that's it. I'm taking off my customer hat. I'm going straight into the kitchen. I'm just going to fucking tear this Lenny cunt apart.
Yeah. He's like, where's the chef? Where's the fucking head chef given to me?
He's like, what the fuck is going on? And, like, they find out later that, like, Lennon, the son of Moradorus, had gotten drunk, and he usually gets drunk for his shift because he was like, yeah, I had a bit of nerves about you coming tonight, so I had a couple of beers and I had a couple more.
Lost my concentration throughout.
He's like, you're a fucking...
Gordon's like, oh, this is actually a first. I mean, it wouldn't be this first time you've seen a drunk chef, I'm sure, but as far as kitchen nightmares goes, I haven't encountered alcoholism as the biggest roadblock to restaurant success before.
No, like I mean,
Let's tackle this one.
The stereotype is that chefs are usually like ice heads or coke heads, or they're on something that's going to make them tweak and just like stay on the edge so they stay awake, like caffeine, cigarettes, whatever it is. But getting drunk in the kitchen, like you could see Gordon just like go, "How have you not set yourself on fire yet, mate?"
Yeah, it's fucking dangerous in here in a lot of ways. But it was beyond even like the him having a drink. It's the guy just didn't give a shit about, like, he just fell into being a chef because it was his mum's restaurant.
Yeah.
Well,
no, his father was a chef, and he wanted to be
true.
a chef from a young age. Apparently.
That's actually true. Yeah, so
it's a bit of a Disney story if you think about it.
Real Prince, Prince Leonard Morris Doris,
waiting to get kissed on his Doris. Yeah,
Ramsay comes in and kisses the frog and fucking turns him into a handsome prince.
Turns him into a 3-star chef
at a 2-star restaurant.
All right,
you're overqualified, mate.
We're being generous there.
But yeah, so Gordon's like, mate, if you were going to do this, I'm going to need, like, if we're going to dig in here and try to turn this around, I'm going to need your full concentration, full commitment, and don't even think about having a fucking drink.
Yep.
Leave that shit at home. He's like,
you can't be getting drunk before the shift, mate. Like,
no.
There's very little jobs. I think bartender's the only job where you can actually get drunk and still sort of function because you're working with alcohol all the time.
Yeah.
Apart from that, maybe comedian.
Maybe hosting a podcast is probably on there as well.
We're not even...
Can you call it a job, though? We're not even tipsy tonight, no.
Have you not gotten your paycheck yet?
This is vodka.
Speak to Keith.
Speak to Keith Slimcock. He'll sort us out.
And yeah, Gordon's like, all right, Lennon, I'm going to need you to like rediscover your passion. Like, and he's like, I don't even like fucking cooking for myself. He's like, well, what do you like to eat? And he's like, oh, the Coke ribs are pretty good. And I like sugar sandwiches.
Yeah, dude.
And Gordon's like, what is it? I need you to explain what, because I still don't know what the fuck a sugar sandwich is.
I think he's literally talking about white bread, butter, and just sugar. And just...
Oh.
And Ramsay's like, are you fucking serious? And he's saying this, Ramsay's asking this, he's like, so if you're not having like 10 cigarettes...
a bottle of wine.
Yeah, and a bottle of wine for lunch. Like, what do you have? And he's like, sugar sandwiches.
Yep, that's what I like. If it's not beef vindaloo or durries and wine... He said he likes beef vindaloo. It's like, all right, granted. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, fuck. When you see the guy, you can just, it's like written all over his face, just his diet is awful and beer and cigarette.
Clearly doesn't sleep that well. I mean, chefs, their
hours are fucked.
Their hours are fucked. So like, he's like, I think service finishes at like 11 in this restaurant. And then if you're knocking off at like, 11:30, 12 after cleaning up and everything, you're going home. You're like, well, I still want to make the most of my night. So have a bottle of wine down. Punch a few durries, watch an episode of Gordon's. Hopefully not. He's probably watching Jamie Oliver at home and the Wiggles.
Watching
just like
someone be nice to someone.
Anything that just diffuses the anxiety before he has to wake up, have a pint as soon as he wakes up just to deal with the day.
So then eventually Ramsay, he does a few more shifts with him, and he's like, they've agreed at this point that he can't have a drop of alcohol while he's cooking. Which again, this is what we're talking about. This episode enters dark territory. I've never seen Ramsay have to like have an intervention with someone and be like, mate, you can't fucking abuse substances while you're at work. Like it's usually fucking, oh, mum hasn't paid the fucking bills and she spends it on.
All right, what's your main course? Chicken nuggets.
Yeah, it's usually that shit.
Yeah.
Or like, the fucking spaghetti's frozen.
Yeah.
It's never like, you can't fucking drink and where does this come from? My dad wanted to be a chef, so now I have to be to help out my mum, but I don't really want to do it, so I turn to alcohol.
And she's, I have no way out because this is her mortgage plan. This is like her retirement setup in this shithole of a restaurant that is just a Titanic slowly sinking to the bottom of the ocean.
It's like, did we put on fucking... A Star is Born, the chef edition? Like, how fucking grim are we getting?
Yeah, this is just, this gets very dark very quickly.
But then they end up doing another shift, 2 or 3 nights later. He's actually doing all right. I was surprised with how quick the turnaround was in this episode, because usually Chef Ramsay comes in and he's like, rides him for a long time, and opening night's fucked and they ruin everything. Then it's like, we can't, 2 or 3 more nights go by, nothing changes. He's like, we can't fucking keep doing this. And but this was like almost, it was like opening night and then maybe 2 shifts, and it was back on track.
It was a metamorphosis for sure.
Lenny was killing it, and
And I think that, sorry to cut you off,
That's
but
all right.
the reason for that is like, I think even Gordon with his just like granite level of sensitivity, he noticed, he's like, Lennon, are you lazy? He's like, yeah, I call myself lazy. He's like, what are you got no fucking drive. He's like, yeah, I've got no drive. And he's just like, you ever fucking stand up for yourself? Like he starts like poking at him, just trying to get some answers, and then he realizes like, he's like, you don't do anything, you don't stand up for yourself. And he's like, you're right, I don't stand up for myself. It's like, this guy could just like call you like a neo-Nazi and be like, yeah, I guess a Zig High. You know?
It's the most indecisive fucking paper bag in the wind.
Yeah, absolutely, just like wishy-washy, just spineless.
Well, he goes, oh, you're fucking lazy. He's like, yeah, I guess I am. He's like, why do you think you're lazy? And he's like, oh, I don't really know why I'm lazy. I'm just lazy. And he's like, do you think it's because no one's fucking behind you driving you? And he's like, yeah, that could be why I'm fucking lazy. And it's like, yeah, anything I say, you're just going to go along with.
Yeah, Gordon's like, I'm not a psychologist. I'm literally I'm spitballing here, and you're just agreeing with the first thing to get me out of your face.
He could be like, oh, have you ever thought about not being a chef and just like going and trying to be an astronaut? He's like, yeah, I guess I could try being an astronaut.
Yeah, I guess going to the moon's not as hard as fucking, or not as difficult as carbonara.
I mean, Coke and eggplant.
Less vinegar involved, I'll tell you that much.
Where do I sign up? Where's NASA? Where's NASA's head office?
Elon, you're there.
But yeah, it's fucking just a fucking absolute, has no idea what he's doing with his life type dude.
Yeah, but as you said, there's like there's a redeeming moment where, you know, a couple of nights in, Lenny starts to progress and starts to get better.
Yeah,
and he's doing well. He's flying, and then capitulation. He just becomes a piss wreck again. Gordon's like, he's like, first 2 hours are like, service is great. He's like, you fucking, they cooked dinner for their family. And it's like, you've done 15 main courses in 3.5 minutes compared to barely getting a shit carbonara out in 2 hours.
Yeah. What he's like, this is going fucking well. And then, hit nosedive.
He's like, what is going on? I need to see what's going on. And like, there's like a scene where like, Gordon's in the kitchen and he has like this bowl of pasta and he like literally just flips it slowly and it doesn't move. It looks like those when you go to like a Japanese restaurant and they made like display food and it's all plastic. It looks like that.
He flips it upside down. He does a full rotation 360 and it just doesn't leave the bowl.
Doesn't even flinch. Not a
see Gordon laugh at the camera. He's just like, oh,
is this for real?
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm doing this with my life.
And then we find out why the nosedive was so sudden.
What are you drinking?
Yeah.
Lenny, what are you drinking?
What are you drinking? Yeah.
Oh, it's a bit of Ribena with a bit of water in it. What else?
Yeah. Don't fucking lie to me. What else, huh?
Oh, just a splash of vodka in the bottom. A what?
Oh, you're on the piss again, Lenny.
You bastard.
Yeah, and he's like, I told you couldn't have a fucking drink. What are you doing? I told you to be honest with me. He's like, no, I wasn't gonna drink, but I've been here all fucking day. I'm fucking nervous. I had one fucking drink. Mum gave it to me. What do you want from me?
Yeah.
And Gordo just fucking tips it down the sink.
And then he's like, I was like, I said it to you during the show. Like, I fully thought the way Gordon poured it out that he was just gonna fucking like yeet it across the room to smash us. You fucking don't drink when you're in the kitchen.
Yeah, he was about to.
Yeah,
he was a Ramsay of like season 9 or Hell's Kitchen when he's like when he's hamming it up, he would have fucking pegged that glass.
When he's on the HGH outside of the just fully jacked, just
yeah. This is sensitive Ramsay. This is Ramsay when he comes in and like meets the mother of the place and he's the most charming guy in the world. He's like, hello, love, kiss on the cheek. And
yes.
All the girls love him. They look up to him. He's tall and he's cool and he takes his shirt off.
He's a leader.
And he's a confident leader. And they're like, oh, I wish my son was any one iota of the confidence that you have.
Just this pigeon-chested, like absolute
pencil neck.
Yeah, absolute dweeb that, as you say, would just fucking blow away in the wind. Just 20 pounds soaking wet. Absolute beta of a human.
And then Ramsay comes in and he's like, do you need me to take my shirt off, love? Would you like, I'm already in my chef whites, but I'll take my shirt off.
Producer's like, we need one shot. Just one 8-second shot of you getting your pecs out. Okay, Gordon?
Yeah, in every episode.
Yeah.
And until he starts berating the mother as well.
Oh, yeah. So like he realizes like, the problem's not the chef. The chef is doing just fine, but it's this, we need a little bit of everything on the menu. The fucking, the steak. I was just going to keep going. The fucking steak, the fish, the pasta, the vegetarian. It's just too fucking much for me, love.
It is. It's too fucking much. And and then the mother, because the son takes the criticism quite well.
Yeah.
Because he's just this little, 20, like we said, 24, 25-year-old. He's like, oh, a man who comes in and raises his voice and knows what he's doing.
I'll take direction since my father's not here.
Yeah, lead, please. Do you think it's because you're lacking leadership and a father? Oh, it's probably because I'm lacking leadership and a father, Gordon.
Will you give me approval if I keep nodding and agreeing with you?
Have you got any vacant spots for your son position? So I'll take one right away.
He's like, yes, but I actually need an actual man as my son.
I need one who can cook and talk as well.
I've seen mannequins with more moxie than you, mate.
And better livers too.
And he sits down. Gordon has an intervention with Lennon and Morodoros, and
That's like you just saying Mordor, dude. Lennon and the gates of Mordor.
he sits down with Lennon, talks about Mordoros's plans for Chef Wild, and then what the actual term he uses is you're putting a noose around your son's neck with the menu.
Yeah, so good.
It's like this guy's clearly already battling depression. You're throwing out terms like that willy-nilly.
Gordon has no fucking filter on this.
No fucks given.
And this is a bit like, again, this isn't even fucking Gordon Unleashed, but this is still him being like, yeah, you're fucking killing your son.
He's teeing off.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, we'll do our best. And then there's like this again. There's this like wave of upwards of redemption. Gordon takes like Lennon to go see the butcher, so they can the butcher that is downstairs. The restaurant's like on the second floor, so they can like start talking about a business transaction of like getting cheaper meat, and putting up signs in the butcher's windows to
working
promote
together.
Exactly right. Yeah. And then the next night happens, and that's when like pure sadness just drops on the show.
Yeah, the episode takes a turn. Again, Lennon's doing really well. He's having a good night, and then all of a sudden he fucking collapses. It's like, what? There's not footage of it, but it happens off camera. And Ramsay's just talking about it out the front. And he's like, tonight was a bit fucked. Lennon collapsed and he's been taken to hospital, and I hope he's okay. And it's like, what?
Yeah, what just happened?
Fucking what? And before we even get to that, is this the episode where, we only watched one episode. Is this the night where Ramsay's he's like, do you want a cigarette? You need a drink, mate?
Oh, they have a piggy bank going, and he's like,
yeah.
Every time you need to go out for a dart
or a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do they call it in England? A cigarette?
A fucking, I don't know, what do they call it?
A fag.
Oh, fag.
I was like, is this penny going to drop with this guy? But yeah, every time you go out for a fag, you put a pound in the piggy bank. Every time I swear, I put a pound in the bank as well.
Yeah. So Ramsay's like, at the start of the shift, he's like, all right, we're going to have a good night, yeah? Lennon's like, yeah, we're going to have a good night. And he's like, we've got about 5 minutes before guests come in. Lennon, do you want to duck out for a fag? And Lennon's like, oh, yeah, that's all right, I'll duck out 5. And he's like, what are you fucking doing, mate? That was a test. You failed it. You're not going anywhere. Get your head in the fucking game. He's like, oh, yeah, right. You're probably right.
And he doesn't even go, yeah, all right. He's just like, is that okay? He's like, you failed twice. No, you can't have a cigarette. Stand up for yourself. If you want a cigarette, just do it.
Fucking tell me to fuck off, please. Some moxie, man.
I'm doing this as character building. No, you're a fucking bully, Gordon. I know you think you're trying to help these people, and you probably are at the end of the day, but like...
Bit of tough love.
I was going to
say...
Daddy
wasn't around.
The tough love thing is just like... as I said, it just makes my skin crawl, like watching it.
But he does, even the tough love thing and like his intensity in talking to anyone is one thing when he's berating them. But then even when Lennon has a few good nights and he's complimenting him and trying to boost his confidence. He's like, mate, you did really fucking well. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
It's like this far from his face. he's like, how fucking good was that, huh? You got some balls about you? And Lennon's just, yeah.
Do you smell piss? It smells like someone wet themselves when I was complimenting them. It wasn't fucking you, was it, Lennon?
You fucking better not have got so overwhelmed with my niceties that you pissed yourself.
I will fucking melt your face off on your George Foreman grill right now if you don't fucking take my praise.
And that's when Lenny collapses and has to be taken to hospital.
Oh, it's all coming together now.
No wonder it happened off camera. They just didn't want Ramsay to look bad.
It wasn't probably, and like they said it's something to do with the liver, but literally it was probably Gordon just clocking.
Just KO'd him.
Just giving him a big swing
you
to the
fucking S. You puss.
Hey, well, this line your teeth up, mate.
The next day they have to shoot the scene where Gordy goes over to Lennon's house and he's like, acts all concerned and he's like, mate, I'm so fucking glad to see you all right.
Yeah.
Lennon's sitting there like, mate, you fucking knocked me out. What are you talking about?
Where am I? It's got this massive bulge on the
Get
side of
the
his
camera out of
face.
my face. You've insulted me, insulted my cooking and made me piss my pants.
I've already filed for fucking restraining order.
I've just scrapped this episode. You're not using it without my face being blurred anyway.
There's a reason it's called Kitchen Nightmare. I'm gonna have fucking terrors for the rest of me life.
Ramsay.
But he actually goes over to Lennon's house and like again the intent. Even when he's just trying to be nice, the cunt is just so intense. He's like, "Are you all right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I was just a bit embarrassed about what happened." He's like, "There's no fucking reason for you to be embarrassed. You should fuck that. Fuck being embarrassed.
You got fuck all reason to be embarrassed about." He's like, Well, Gordon goes around and he's upset that Lennon wasn't 100% honest with his condition from the start, which they don't cover what his condition is. I think it's just like a failing bladder that made him collapse from drinking so much.
Yeah,
They kind of just imply that.
I'm not a scientist here, but I'm
no doctor.
It's probably like
Look at my shirt though.
Look at me mullet. It's probably something to do with getting on the piss every night and smoking cigarettes as a coping mechanism, and then trying to be sober for like 2 days, and then like the second day just like having no coping mechanism and just getting like
insane withdrawal, like cold sweat to the point that it sends you to hospital.
If you've never worked in hospitality, like I've mostly done front of house stuff, which is stressful in itself. But back of house, it's 35 degrees minimum, so it's hot. People are running around. People are like everything needs to be going go, and you're trying to get this stuff presentable. And that's if everything goes well. Yeah. God forbid stuff comes back because someone's like, oh, there's a bit of like this food's cold, or like, oh, I ordered this instead of that. It's just fuck.
Pointing fingers. Why the fuck was this cold? Why wasn't it? Fuck. I would fucking crumble. Yep. I would be Lennon. I'd be a puddle of piss before I fucking even piss myself.
It's character building, mate. Harden the fuck up.
I would need some direction. I'd need Ramsay to come in and fucking whip me into shape.
Just do what he does with like the kids on like Masters. Oh, come here, child.
Yeah, he's so nice to the kids. I'll take that kind of direction.
Yeah.
But yeah. So the condition that Lenny has, which again they don't really cover, but I think we
to do with
we can only assume.
Some vital organ.
Yes. He Ramsay's upset that he wasn't informed about it from the start, and he's like, mate, why didn't you fucking tell me? You got nothing to be embarrassed about. Why didn't you tell me from the start? Lennon's like, cunt, I don't know you from a bar of soap. And you shoved a camera in my face.
It's been 3 days.
3 days and I haven't told my mother about this.
Yeah, his mum was completely oblivious. I don't know what you're talking about, Gordon.
Yeah, I know as much as he knows. He's like, I feel that you're being dishonest with me as well. He's just fucking fighting everyone.
It just becomes this like, this whole dishonesty thing, like this like witch hunt of like, someone's fucking lying to me.
Gordon's just trying to find the truth. It just becomes a fucking court drama.
There's a difference between not disclosing information to a stranger and lying, Gordon. No one's lying to you. It's just, you've been in our lives 48 hours.
It's like you don't come into a restaurant and go, all right, if we're going to do this, I'm going to need to know everything.
Medical history on the table.
Yeah, dude. Show us your taxes. Come on. I'm going to need everything.
All right, porn history, get it up.
Hopes and dreams, come on. Oh, nothing because you work here? Okay, so leave that on the table.
I'd love for once someone just be like, all right, Gordon, show me yours.
Yeah.
Just pulls his pants down. Massive cock. That's all I need.
I'm
all right?
sweet. Do you want to take?
Hot
My
wife.
shirt's already off.
Millionaire. 6-pack. I'm fucking awesome. All right. Full head of hair.
18 restaurants. I'm sweet.
This isn't about me, cunt. It's about you.
That's when I think the best, because you can just YouTube. We should say we'll do that in a second, but you can just like YouTube Gordon Ramsay best arguments as well, and the best arguments on Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares are always when the chefs are like, I can fucking take this guy.
They're a bit more staunch. They don't just like wilt like a delicate flower,
and wilt like a fine spinach, and it's those ones when Ramsay's like, oh, okay, we've got a fucking trooper here, and he never backs down from anyone.
Yeah,
and it's just them going, you're not that fucking good. What? Because you're on television, you think you're fucking better than me? And Ramsay's like, I fucking am, mate.
Yeah, it's not. I think I'm better because I'm on television. I'm on television because I am better than you.
I'm a better chef. I know what I'm doing. I have successful restaurants.
Look, like, have you had
Look at me.
Have you had a 5-second conversation with me? I am resilience incarnate. Like, I can go. Like, this guy.
I haven't broken eye contact with any of the 10 people in this restaurant right now. I'm a fucking god, dude.
There is no chance. There's no chance Australia and England, whoever was else involved in World War I, loses if Gordon Ramsay is leading the charge.
And there'd be delicious grey slop going around as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, baby. Yes, please.
What'd you put in there? Shrapnel. Fucking brilliant, Ernard.
A garnish of shrapnel on the grey slop, on the oatmeal.
Gary, what's this? Oh, it's Terry's leg. It's fucking brilliant. Fucking excellent.
Oh, is that marrow? Oh, is that bone marrow? Oh, yeah, straight from the neck of Ted.
This tastes like dog's bollocks. Oh, I'm sorry, Gordon. No, it's a good thing. It's the only delicacy we've got out here. But then the show sort of they give Lenny some time to sort of stew, do his own thing. It's like, okay. And then he comes back and there's some sort of resolution. And then, like, for the last 10 minutes, it sort of seems to be going well, but Gordon just seems to be throwing barbs every now and again at Moradoris, who runs the front of house. Love saying that name.
I love hearing it, dude.
Moradoris. Gordon, just, like, because she runs front of house, and he just starts, like, just going, you got no fucking discipline over your staff. They're absolute shit. Like, there's just no communication between front of house and back of house, and, like, yeah, he seems to, like, even when it's coming towards the end of the show, he just can't help himself and just going, you're still done.
Yeah. To the mum, you mean?
Yeah. To Moradoris.
Yeah, to Moradoris. Yeah, sorry, I forget she's a human. I thought you were talking again about the Northern Lights. He just yelling at the sky.
Sorry, man, I just really want to see the Return of the King again.
The Mordor Doriolis.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking. The Mordor Doriolis. Fuck, that would be a sight to behold.
It's red eyes just floating in the fucking Northern Lights. Yes, he comes around on the kid because he's willing to learn, and he's willing to be pushed around. Whereas the mum, who he like is actually giving criticism of, and he's like, you don't know how to run your staff. She's one of the people who doesn't clap back at him, but she's like,
it's very passive aggressive, just like avoids eye contact, and she's like, I need you to get out of my face right now.
Yeah, she's I've never been spoken to like that before. Upset mum.
That is, yeah, it's the biggest, yeah, just mum look when she's just been bested in public and she's got her kids with her. Just, I don't want to be having this conversation anymore.
Because it's a man like half her age just fucking schooling her.
Yeah.
He's just like, and she's just his grandma who's raised children and pushed babies out of her. And she's like,
and she's probably the worst thing, and she's probably the one who hit up Gordon, was like, I need your help.
Yeah.
So she can't rightfully turn around and go, fuck you. Like, you can't talk to me like that. It's like, oh, I did say in that really desperate, like, tear jerking letter that my retirement is circling the toilet right now because I don't know how to manage the restaurant that I opened.
They're always the ones that get the most triggered, are the ones who like write in for help, and they're like, everyone else is the problem. My son doesn't know how to fucking cook and my staff is shit.
Yeah.
And then Gordon comes in and is like, hold on, you've got some things to work on as well. And they're like, oh, what? I didn't want you to come in here and tell me what I was doing wrong. I thought it was everyone else.
The whole body's connected, but at the end of the day, you can get around with a broken finger, but if the brain's fucked, the whole thing is just going to collapse.
Yes, dude. Loving them body analogies. I was like, holy shit, where's this guy?
He's a fucking doctor with a mullet.
Now, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure the body can't operate without the brain.
Or if it has a shit brain, it's not going to do too well, all right? Doesn't matter.
Look at us.
Doesn't matter how many sugar sandwiches and Coke lamb racks you have.
It doesn't matter how many of your Borealuses you see. You're not going to have a good restaurant.
So you can have Euphoria and the Borealis with Mordoris.
Well, that's a euphoric Mordoriola balls.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I reckon that's enough wordplay. I reckon can we not mention her again? I mean, I did just bring her up out of the blue, but if you could just steer clear of Mordor.
The woman who was doing river dancing at the very end of the show, like, come on, Gordon, come on with me.
Gordon, come on down. Yeah, she's finally gets her Irish jig on in the middle of the rest. What we've all been waiting for.
I was like, the worst thing I thought about it was just, I was just like, woman, you're like 65. I don't need you to be like, you're going to break a hip.
The whole restaurant, everyone's just like trying to enjoy their meals. And they're like,
She's just clacking about on these hardwood floors. The butcher's downstairs like, can you shut the fuck up?
when the fuck is Ramsay leaving? I haven't been able to cut my meat in peace for the past 3 weeks.
And they try and get Gordon out when the credits roll. They're like, come on, Gordon. And he's like, no, fuck it. Can you not see credits?
Yeah.
We're done
He's
here.
like, I'm not fucking dancing. I'm not fucking dancing. And he just staunch. It's not a fun, like, come on. Like, and then the guy gives in. He's just like, I can't fucking dance. And I'm not, especially not doing it on camera.
He's like, my comfort zone is abusing people, not giving them therapy halfway through when they wilt like a fucking piece of spinach, to use your metaphor. But
Nice.
Good
You can have
plagiarism.
that. You can, yeah.
I'll definitely take it.
Over at the Xerox store again. Making copies.
Absolutely. It's what I do best. But yeah, he was just done with it. He's like, I'm out of here. See ya.
Yeah, and then that was credits. He just went, see ya.
So you asked me at the start of the show. I really didn't retaliate and ask, what did you think of this episode of Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmare?
I thought this was a really good episode. I liked it was more than just a regular Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmare episode. Usually it's just him yelling at people and fixing their food, and then once the food's better, they get better. In this one, yeah, we tackled daddy issues, we tackled alcoholism,
Shitty retirement plans.
shitty retirement, yeah, bad investments. It was more like the life around the kitchen than just the kitchen itself.
Which is what Gordon's about, is the people.
My God. We just figured out that Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares is fucking like this Freudian like metaphor for just.
He doesn't even know how to cook.
He's just.
Have you seen him cook anything?
He's just a like Jordan Peterson therapist, like clinical therapist, just hiding behind Chef Whites.
So what you need to do is make sure that when you cook, you focus on that and not being sad.
What you need to do is what you need to do is before you try and cook anything is make sure you clean up your room, especially clean up your kitchen.
And if you're going to cook anything, make sure it's exclusively meat, and then go to hospital because your diet is just meat, and then get addicted to pain pills, and then go to rehab and never be seen again. Any questions, man?
If you guys want to be like me, it's called a strict carnivore diet, and what I do is I don't cook my meat. I go down to the butcher downstairs, I just get that, and then I drink the blood that comes with it as well.
Did Jordan Peterson turn a little bit Irish there?
When I cook the meat that comes with it and do a little Irish jig. River dancing, Gordon, get over here.
Jordan and Gordon.
Jordan and Gordon.
No, that's a show idea. Jordan and Gordon go to the Mora Borealis.
Jordan Peterson and Gordon Ramsay tackle this guy's mental health problems and alcoholism on the Jordan side of things. And then Gordon handles the river dancing and carbonara.
I thought you were about to say Jordan Peterson and Gordon Ramsay tackle Mora Taurus.
Attack.
Old woman gets hit by football.
But I also liked how they we didn't really cover it, but they talk about the culture around chefs and drinking, and Gordon actually gets in a guy, a like famous chef who now does speeches, and I think was pretty passionate about the topic as well. But this never usually happens on a Ramsay episode. They get in a guy outside of the whole kitchen, doesn't work there at all. He's a specialist. They come in and do a little talking heads interview for a moment, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't know what it is about our industry, but why is there this stigma, this rock star lifestyle that has to go around chefs? Why do they all have to be covered in tats and do coke on the week, like during and after the shift?
We work hard, we play hard."
Yeah, there's this mentality around we watch everyone else have fun for the whole night and drink, and then we'll show them we have to go twice, 3 times as hard after.
Yeah, I've just been in the trenches, and I'm gonna fucking show you how it's done.
Yeah, which is like super dangerous, and any chef you've ever known, like it's a real stigma. It's not it's a real stereotype. So yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it went far beyond what you'd expect a Gordon Ramsay show to be. Just, constant abuse and then some sort of redemption at the end that was, talk about, mental health and like the adversities in the personal life, as you said, of the people on the show. So, yeah.
It was good. Well, it's just sweet that he actually cares. You can tell that he actually goes in and cares. Like at this point, he still was like, all right, I'm going to turn this around. You can tell they're real people. They're very like real ass British, just off the street, fucking no Joe Blogs.
The common man.
The common man. It's just, it's like a little documentary, a little slice of life. So yeah, I liked it. I'll give it a, are you going to ask my rating?
Don't even need to ask. You already know what the question is.
What would my rating be? My rating for this episode particularly. After this, we should find out exactly what episode we actually watched, so people can go and watch, because there's 3 seasons of it on there.
I think it's called Oscars.
It's called Oscars. I think it was season 2. We'll figure it.
Season 2 Oscars.
Season 2 episode. Yeah, okay. Season 2. I think it's episode 9. Season 2, episode 9 Oscars, and it's not about the Academy Awards. No. Very, very different.
Their food sucks.
Yeah.
Dom Perignon and cocaine.
They did a vegan spread, I think, 2 years ago with Joaquin Phoenix at the helm of it.
Ugh.
What would I give this? I'll give this 7.5 Coke-soaked eggplants out of 10.
Oh, you son of a bitch. You stole my...
Son of a bitch.
Stole my rating system. Yeah, 7.5 is probably pretty fair.
It's very safe, isn't it? 7.5.
I'll give it...
like choose one. Yeah, but 7.5. I'll stick by it.
No, I think that's fair. Considering, as you said, it kind of goes above and beyond. Like, I'd give like the standard episode of Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmare like a 6 or 6.5. I'll give this 7.
Look really like about to squeeze out a fucking fart, dude.
I'll give this 7 Moras out of Doris. 7 more Dorises out of 10.
7 Moras out of Doriolises. Out of 10.
At this point, if your brain's not scrambled eggs, then you're not listening hard enough.
Dude, that is some straight fucking nonsense that we just spat out. That was bad.
Oh yeah, you thought the Hangover special was bad. Wait till we get a fucking camera on us.
Wait till we get 24 degrees aircon. You can see the little beads of sweat starting up around your face, I'm sure.
Oh mate, this bloody.
Are you stinking it? Are you stinking up?
This Queensland autumn, it'll do something to you.
Oh shit, that's a cool night as well. It's raining.
Yeah, should open some windows up.
There are none.
We're in a fucking studio, you dickhead.
The point is, it's carpet walls.
Well, if you have listened this far, just want to say a special thank you from the bottom of our visual and audible hearts.
Thank you for joining the visual journey if you have. But yeah, I'm glad you're watching. I'm glad we have a YouTube video. If you are watching this, it means we have a YouTube account set up, and all systems go as far as video is concerned.
And if everything's running smoothly, we've copied over the footage from the cameras properly.
Yes, fingers crossed, and we should be back here next week and the week after and the week after that.
We're going to be on a consistent basis, baby.
TradeMutt is here to stay. Thank you to the TradeMutt boys.
Yes, thank you very much. And if there's...
Please.
I was just going on a deep dive, like, if there's any other sponsors who want to give us anything... You know, free
studio and outfits isn't enough.
Free studio's great, but I'm still waiting to hear back from Furphy, okay? It's been a long time.
Furphy, Patagonia, and TradeMutt. You guys could collab.
We don't talk about Patagonia, not the studio. That's it for this week.
Follow us on OTAT socials. You know the drill. We love you.
You know the fucking drill. If this is your first
By F17, I think you'll figure it out.
If this is your first episode you're listening to, you know the fucking drill.
You've already found our YouTube page. I'm sure you'll find it and stuff.
Give us a like on Facebook and Instagram. We'll catch you next week.
Bye-bye.